one other thing I wanted to talk about is my experience with AI and how it can potentially fix a lot of issues we've been having here if you're actually allowed to use the damn thing in government. I think the government's just put like a bit of a blanket ban on using ChatGPT or anything like that, but in reality I've heard from many people that people still use it, just not on their government devices for actual work related stuff, because it's such a useful tool in some instances. But that's just the government's typical response to anything, particularly in Australia. They don't understand, so they just ban. If they don't understand, they ban. That's their solution. We'll just ban it because, we can't possibly dedicate enough time or resources to understanding how this could actually make things better. But my personal experience with AI is that it's a powerful tool if you actually analyse the information that it gives you and closely monitor it so that you understand where it's deriving its ideas from, because if you don't, it'll definitely put some false things in there or make things up or just not use the correct citations or completely misunderstand what you're asking it. So it's getting better, but it's not quite what everyone hoped and dreamed it would be. I personally use Perplexity for some tasks at home. I haven't used it for any work related things because I haven't really needed to, but it's very handy for like using as a research tool. You just got to make sure where it's getting its information from is correct. So most of the time when I do a deep research or research a topic, I check all the sources and references and just make sure they're from factually correct or reputable sources and not just like a random hit piece article that someone wrote with zero fact checking, if that makes sense. But if you get it from a good news source, the information's generally pretty good. Anyway, should you use AI? That's the question. And I think the answer's already yes. Like, most people are actually using it. Like, even people that you wouldn't even consider to be like tech illiterate, or tech literate I should say, they're using it for work, you name it. Like, everyone's using AI. It's definitely here. So it'll be interesting to see if there's any productivity boost in society from it, or if it's more of a industry specific thing. Who knows? But it's here, and it's here to stay, and countries and leaders are essentially investing in it. And I think a lot of countries are pretty wary of what the Chinese AI companies are bringing to the table. They're a little bit concerned, I think, with OpenAI, or it's not OpenAI, one of the AI companies that's from China anyway. They're a little bit worried about the quality of their data and where they're getting it from, and do really want to be sending all their information to the Chinese, and probably wouldn't want to do that. But then again, Google, Apple and all the other big tech companies already have our data, so just add another person to the list that has everyone's information. Anyway, just gonna go for a little ride now. Hope you guys enjoy. I'll maybe chime in here or there and talk about some different stuff, but again, yeah, like, subscribe, all that BS, but more importantly, tell me what I should talk about next. What issues are bothering you the most, and what should I do some research on and talk about?